So after Iowa, DeSantis officially dropped out of the presidential race, of
Ooh.
course, and then instantly decided to endorse Trump, which I know you say boo. I think was a smart play. Listen, do you really think he was
No,
going
no,
to
no,
make it
no.
any further?
Endorsing Trump was the right thing to do. Bring it together. But I still wish he hadn't dropped out. I he's such the best choice. It's not even close. And but he'll do great things in Florida, and we'll see him again in 28.
I do think him instantly going over and endorsing Trump as vehemently as he did does help him in the Trump circles. Because I think that, let's face it, that was going to be a tough thing to get over later on in his political career, I think. Like if he pulled a Ted Cruz, and I love Ted Cruz, right? Ted Cruz, again, first politician, only politician I've actually ever donated to. Absolutely love Ted Cruz, but he made that stupid decision when he actually dropped out of the race to say, vote your conscience. Like, dude, come on. It's just, that was such a terrible, awful thing to do. And made, so there's tons of Trump supporters who will never trust Ted Cruz ever again because of that slight. Despite the fact, of course, Trump then went on to praise Ted Cruz, saying, of course, Lion Ted. But I will say this.
He
DeSantis,
shifted the spelling.
yes, right?
Lion.
I will say this. It was funny when a reporter asked Trump about DeSantis endorsing him and about what he still called him the sanctimonious. He went, nah, that name's retired now. That name's totally retired now. It's funny how quickly he can switch as long as you praise him a little bit.
Well, they're really based on where the winds are blowing. There was no path for DeSantis
really
at
wasn't.
all. And so getting out was the smart thing to do, even though I'm still saddened that he's out because I still believe he's the best candidate.
Now, here's the one thing, and I don't want to attack DeSantis whatsoever because I think he's doing the right thing here. I think he's doing the right thing endorsing Trump. But I gotta say this. Did you see his actual announcement for it? Did you actually watch it?
Yeah.
So real quick, I'll play a little bit for people to hear before I say what I have to say.
I had
Just
to watch it with the tears in my eyes, but I watched it.
I'll make you relive it.
In this country. This is greetings from Florida. The warmth of being home is a reminder why I've chosen public service. From joining the United States Navy and serving in Iraq to representing the people in the U.S. Congress and now serving as governor of Florida. And it reminds me why I decided to run for president, to fight for those who've been forgotten.
Okay, tell me he doesn't sound like an AI there. I get not having charisma when you're announcing you're dropping out of the race, but that I literally saw clips of that going around before I saw that he actually dropped out, and my first instinct was AI creation. I did not actually think at all he actually dropped out of the race when I first saw that going around.
So again, our only criticism of this guy are he wears funny shoes, he sounds like a robot, and he's not the most personable guy in the world. Forget all the accolades. That's what everybody wants to fixate on.
But here's the thing about that, and DJ has a good comment here, very kind of keeping in line with this of, it's still kind of tough. He gives me fake vibes like Carrie Lake. Unfortunately, I think it might just be an ego thing that he thinks he's the same man as Trump, but only time will tell. I think he's talking about DeSantis there because you know what? He does kind of give off that fake vibe sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm stuck on just seeing the results, and
I agree. Listen, I've said countless times that I really hope one day he does become president because he got results, and the things that they want to criticize him over a lot of the times has very little to do with what actually was going on. They want to criticize him for Florida for some reason when it came to COVID. It is bewildering to me how they could even possibly think to do that when Trump has a far worse record on COVID than DeSantis does. I mean,
the Trump mafia really was really pissing me off with the way with the attacks. I don't mind attacking your opponent, but attack from the right. Don't use leftist tactics.
Yeah, and I will say there was an article where he was talking where I I thought I pulled up, but I guess not. But DeSantis was talking about some of the issues he had with the campaign, and one of the things he talked about was the fact of no one wanted to talk about COVID. That no one wanted to have that discussion. And you know what? I'll say this. That was one of the things that he was really pushing for, that I was like, yes, he's 100% right. We have to talk about this. There has to be accountability. We need to actually figure out, all right, who was hiding the information about it coming from a lab in China, right? Who was responsible for that? There needs to be investigations. There needs to be, why was our money funding that lab? Right? There's tons of things going on with stuff like that. Fauci had emails saying, hey, this could be one of ours. Now, let's forget the fact of, the plural use of ours. There's multiple other gain of function research going on probably, but no one's been held accountable for this whatsoever. And Trump wants to sweep it under the rug, obviously, because it was the only blemish on his entire presidency in my mind, I would say. At least the only major blemish. I mean, obviously his own rhetoric at times could sometimes be a blemish, but then again, it was sometimes funny, so I didn't really mind. But it is the only thing that they can really attack him on for the most part when it comes to right-wing attacks. So Trump wants to sweep it under the rug as fast as possible. DeSantis really was the only person who did want to actually have that discussion, but never in a debate was it ever really brought up about, how he handled his state, how he focused on the side of freedom of choice rather than, of course, really forcing the vaccine upon others. I mean, and how he was, of course, one of the first states to open up saying, this is all BS. We need to stop doing this. And,
so there's a lot of things that prove to me that he was the leader we need. But I'll start with when he was first elected. If you remember that election, it was by just a whisker that he won, just a few votes over a drug-addled sex fiend or whatever he turned out to be. But that close to Florida being completely lost to the leftists. And he went in, and what most people would have done was they would have led scared. He did not lead scared. At the time that he won that close election, Democrats outnumbered Republicans by 300,000 votes in Florida. Now he's been reelected at over 20%, and Republicans outnumber Democrats by 700,000. There's a 1 million vote switch from Democrat to Republican, and it's all because from day one, when he had every right to go in weak, he went in strong and led from the right in every step. And to me, that earned him the right to be president, and I still think it will one day, and I'm going to still keep backing him when he runs next time.
I mean, I agree 100%, really. I just don't think now was his time. I mean, obviously, near did a lot of other people, but I do agree 100%. And I think he also learned from the way Trump kind of just went at it when it came to how he was running his stuff and how much support, popular support he was getting from it. And I think he decided to kind of take that same approach, and it worked. And he did it even better because he actually knew the system that he was kind of going into more than Trump did. I mean, let's face it, if Trump knew the system, he probably would have actually got a lot more done. I mean, let's not forget that he told them to get troops out of places like Iraq and Afghanistan earlier, and they told him, yeah, we got a large amount of our troops out. There's only a few squads left in there securing the country. That's it. And then there's now emails coming out of the generals saying, well, of course, we lied to Trump to make sure we didn't pull our troops out. Okay, why weren't they ever hauled in front of a court? I mean, come on, he's the commander-in-chief. You obey what he says in regards to war. That's how it works.
Well,
but they intentionally railroaded him every chance they had.
Trump last night admitted that because one of the things he said last night in another rambling speech was that the difference this time is that he knows more. He learned things when he got in the first time. He didn't know the system. He didn't know the people. Yep. And so he's using that as a positive, that now he knows more people, and knows how the system works. The proof will be in the pudding, but we'll see. I just like the fact that he said that and admitted it. But so now I'm always praising DeSantis. Back just to quick on the fake side, if you'll notice, he also he really he took on Trump's hand motions and a lot of the mannerisms in the speeches, almost to the point that came across a little off-putting to me, because it's like, just be you. And I'm kind of convinced he's not really comfortable in his own skin to just go out and be authentic and be himself.
Was it, I forget if it was you or Kat, one of you sent me a picture of myself when I was ranting about the 17th Amendment, I think. And like I was doing the whole like Trump like way like hand motions with it when I was emphasizing my point. I think it was Kat, right? I don't think you sent it to me.
It
did
was
you?
Kat, yeah.
Okay.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, I think I was editing up the footage to put for the one of the clips and one of the videos, and she pointed out the fact I have like a lot of Trump mannerisms when I was speaking there, when I was getting really impassioned about it. But I mean, it's true. A lot of times,
to this day, that was the most impassioned argument I've ever heard about the 17th Amendment. So,
and that was on the fly. Think if I have time to prepare.
That's frightening. I don't know if I want to think about it.
Oh, come on. You know there's got to be at least a couple issues in the Constitution that if I gave you free reign with, you could take 2 hours easy with.
Well, I can take 2 hours at anything, so that's not even a challenge.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching the video. This video is a clip from our Summit podcast, which is live here on the channel on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. So if you enjoyed this, feel free to join and be part of the conversation. But before you go, please make sure, of course, you like and subscribe to the channel, and we hope to be seeing you again real soon.